What's up, Reefers? This is Alex Wilson, Alex Pora, Corals. That's right. This is my video log where you can learn from my mistakes and check out what I'm using. Just my video update log. Here it is. Reefing fun. Alright, so here's a shot of some of the stuff that I have over here lately that I kind of wanted to do a quick video about. And the first thing on my list right here is the Milwaukee Salinity probe. I guess it's not a probe, but it's the refractometer. And I would have to say that it's definitely the best one out there. Absolutely love it. And it's not just my opinion on that. There's a reason for that, and the reason is that it is actually easy to use, but not just that. The most important thing is how hard is it to calibrate, and luckily this Milwaukee one is definitely the easiest salinity refractometer out there to easily calibrate. A lot of the other ones out there, I tried them, absolutely hated them because it's just a nightmare to calibrate them, and you got to use all these calibration solutions, this one and that one, and the other thing, forget it. With this one right here, it's awesome because all you need is just calibrate it straight to zero using their distilled water. I believe it comes in a little bottle, and you just put it right there, zero, and it's spot on every time. 35 parts per thousand is what I like to keep my systems at. And I check them every week now, as it seems to either go up a little bit or down a little bit on my systems depending. So just keep an eye on the salinity, is always definitely a good idea. Boom, right on that. Like I'm using the Algae Barn live phytoplankton right now as well. So using that just as a base, and then on top of that I'm using feeding some other stuff as well. So, but yeah, I mean, it's live phytoplankton, good, really good price. Seems like the Algae Barn has some flexible shipping options on there, so that's one of the things that I really like about them. So there it is, and so I'm adding that, and then I'm feeding them as well over here some of this Benepets. And so what I do here is I'm adding like 1/4 of the recommended dosage for now, so I can go up and down based on the needs from there. But what I've been doing on here that I've been liking is that I've been adding the Benepets, but then as it's kind of going down and down, I've kind of made up my own mix. So I went ahead and mixed in these digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes, what are you going on? I must be absolutely mad reefer over here. That's right, I'm a mad reefer. I'm adding digestive enzymes, dietary supplement, supplement food to the reef aquarium. Oh my god, I mean, someone just throw me in reef jail. Reefing jail, that's right, I'm over here abusing animals and corals and everything else by adding digestive enzymes to my reef aquarium. What there's going on here? So I'm adding that, as well as some of these PE flakes right here. Just grind them up, already really small pieces of flakes in there, so that as well as the reefroids. So I'm mixing up the Benepets, the reefroids, the flakes, as well as the digestive enzymes right here, and mixing them all together into this one Benepets the container right there, and shaking them all up, getting a real good mix, and just adding it in like that, and it seems to work pretty good. And so yeah, by the way, these digestive enzymes, like you've seen on my videos before, I mean, this is just bacteria, as it says right there. It's 10 different strains of 10 billion probiotics, which is beneficial bacteria, and as well as some submarine digestive blend. Oh no, what's that? Well, it's pretty much just nori and some other algae, and natural enzymes, just some other like harmless other eatable foods on there. I can't remember what they were exactly, but it says on the instructions right there, it's clearly what's in there and what's not. So I'm trying that. That's right, crazy madness. Okay, so as well on here, I want to talk about the calcium and the calcium formate alpha reef, which is the exact same thing. And so definitely a huge fan of that. I've been using it for a long time, and I would have to say that it's really spot on, easy to use, relatively darn cheap right here with the powder formats of it. And the reason that it's it's good. It's just so practical. It's so easy to use. And a lot of people have problems with this thing. Oh, well, they might not problems with it. It's just that it's a little bit hard to intuitive wise, and that it takes a day, 2 days tops to see the results when I'm using it. So in theory, it could be an issue. In practice, no problem whatsoever. It's just alkalinity. I test every other day on the alkalinity, by the way, and it with the HANA checker. And yeah, I mean, I see it go up. I stop dosing it, then it goes back down. And when I get low, I start adding it again, and I see the alkalinity go back up. So no problems there whatsoever. And one thing I wanted to mention though is that the only bad thing about it, or not bad thing, but one thing that it could do that it doesn't, is that it doesn't raise the pH. It just says that it's pH neutral. And so there's a lot of other, at least there's one other I know of, is Brightwell, that has a little bit of buffer that says it buffers it up to 8.3. So actually something like this would probably be good for the Alpha Reef as well, if they can do that safely, keep it completely balanced as well that way. And so yeah, just one solution, just a one dose solution for the alkalinity and calcium. And what I have to say is that it's pretty good stuff. But when I'm using it here, I mix it up with just using the carbocalcium as well as the magnesium without the trace elements, just this way, so I can already adding the trace elements with my Reef Plus. I don't want to overdose adding double the trace elements, although it probably would be okay depending on how well the corals are growing on the uptake. So there's that. And right, so if they could do it where it bumps up the pH a little bit, that would be better for me, like around 8.3, not something maybe super crazy, but more than that would be good too. But at a minimum 8.3, bump it up a little bit because it's just a little low. And a lot of people use Kalkwasser to help supplement the pH that way, bumping it up. But I've used Kalkwasser in the past, and I'm not a fan of using it anymore. It's just for several big problems that I don't like about it. And one is that it's just too weak. So you just have to have too big of a container to be able to dose it effectively. I only have just in my little condominium here. It wouldn't fit underneath the stands right here. I'd have to have a big container on the outside, a big brute trash can in the back, or on the inside. So it's just not good as far as that goes. Number one. Number two is that it's just too caustic to work with. And so that's one good thing about the Alpha Reef that's absolutely amazing to me. For me, is that it uses a carbon dosing technology, so that the bacteria breaks it down into the calcium alkalinity components. And so what's good about it is when it's together like this, and in the Alpha Reef, it's non-caustic, so it's super concentrated and just is not dangerous to work with whatsoever. That's one of the things I absolutely love about it. Alright, so I love it so much that I'm not even using it. Well, I switched over temporarily here to see something else that I can get up the pH a little bit on my system. So I switched over to this one, or I'm trying it out. This balance right here, I think this is new anyway. At least it's from Aquavitro, which is the store line of Seachem. And so this is their one part solution as well. And so it's supposedly like a potassium hydroxide blend, and then it uses this to give a complete balanced, like all-in-one 3-part that doesn't have any problems using it on a long-term basis, according to them. And so they also have another product out there. It's called the 8.4. And so I did use that as well for a couple months, a couple of years ago. And the same thing, it bumped the alkalinity way up. And then it's pretty much just a 1 part. So then you have the other two the second part, and then if you're using it long term, and then there's the trace elements as well as like third part. So it's like a 3-part. So anyway, this is the one part that I've been trying out, and it's so good so far, except for the fact that it's just in a liquid format like this, so a little bit on the more expensive side. And I did buy some bigger of the 2-liter versions. So one thing about it though, it's extremely caustic. So it's the same thing. It's like even worse. Well, the same or worse than Kalkwasser. It's kind of like when you're working with bleach. So unfortunately, even with gloves and mask, well, gloves and some glasses and everything to protect your eyes, that sooner or later, if you just use it long enough, the same thing with bleach, it'll kind of splash around. You get a little bit of splash here and there, get splash on my clothes, I believe, just like get some holes in the shorts, that type of thing over long-term use. So you just really got to be aware and really careful as you're using it. And so I'm trying it out, and we'll see how it goes. But it really does bump it up, the pH, really good on there. And I'm just doing it using the manual dosers right here. There's the balance right there. Just do it once a day. And so here's the thing about the difference on the alkalinity is that if you're doing there's 2 different methods out there, right? So if you're just doing the traditional method and it's not, the question is not what you're monitoring, because you want to monitor your pH and your alkalinity. So it's not what is more important or not. The question is, which one are you adjusting? That's right. Are you adjusting your alkalinity, or are you, based on what your alkalinity is, or are you adjusting your pH based on what your pH is? And, usually as the consequence of bumping your pH up as well, it boosts your alkalinity up as well. So, there's 2 different methods there. And what I can say is that if it's much safer, much easier, and if you're definitely more of a beginner, definitely recommend just using the method where you are adjusting your alkalinity. And one of the reasons why it's so easier is simply because of the alkalinity, HANA alkalinity checker in particular. It's just so easy to use, and it's so easy to test for the alkalinity that's why it really makes that method so much easier. So I have to say now that with a little bit of experience having used this method of adjusting the pH, that it's definitely more of an advanced reefer technique, and I would not recommend it to anyone except for the advanced reefers, because it is just extremely dangerous. You have to really have your pH spot on. It's only as good as what your pH probe is. It's only as good as what your calibration buffer solution is. So if your calibration buffer solution is off, then everything's going to be all off. And so if your probes are off, then you're going to be cooking the corals. You're going to be adding it in there, thinking you're raising it to 8.3, 8.4 when you're actually raising it to 8.7, 8.8, and everything's dead, right? So that's the thing about it. It definitely makes it a much harder game to work with. So I did get these HANA pH testers. These are the field testers that they have, and it's so good so far with these guys. I have 2 of them. It's cool because that way I can test one against the other. And here's the thing about them is that I have to, I have these probes over there, so I calibrate my probes every month to make sure they're spot on, and then I do that with these HANA pH testers using the Milwaukee, well, I just haven't bought these Milwaukee ones, but you use HANA ones as well with the same 10.01 for the aquarium and 7.01, to do the calibration on them every month. So boom, I use that, so I'm 100% good that my calibration buffers are good, and I'm using these, and they're double checking each other, making sure that they're good there too. And then I use those to then just calibrate right on to my pinpoint monitor right here, so I know that this is gone good, and I just adjust it to match, so it's easy. And so I got the good double junction as well, brand new probes, and it's only as good as your probes, so you have to change out your probes at once a year. It's probably good, that one maybe doing, keeping them nice, so that way you can trust your reading. So that's the thing with adjusting your pH, is that it's just so dangerous, because if it's just off, you know, and then you start adding too much of it, then you're gonna burn them up. And so, you know, it doesn't matter whether you're doing a hand dosing yourself or whether you have your controller automatically doing and dosing it as well. So that one's at, you know, 8.26 right there. So it's added it a little bit and drops down at night. And I have the coral scrubber on this one, so it gets a little bit of the pH a little bit higher on that one than on this one over here. This is my 20-gallon quarantine system, and let's just check this one out too. So it has a brand new probes on it as well. This is the 8.23. So there it is, just only as good as your probe. You really got to make sure you keep them clean, change them out, calibrate them every month, change them out every year, make sure they're clean as well. So that's the thing, guys. It's just all this stuff. All when you're adjusting, whether you're adjusting your pH or whether you're adjusting your alkalinity. And so I have noticed too on this one, when I'm adding the balance, that it has bumped up my alkalinity, and I haven't had to add that much alpha reef to this one, and bumped out the alkalinity right now all the way up to 12. So it kind of, you know, depends on your system how much it's using the alkalinity or not. So, you know, supposedly it doesn't, but you know, if you're adding it and your uptake isn't that high, then it can start to boost it up and boost it up. So, and then on my main display over here, it's the same thing. I have I've been using the balance, but this one it's been, I guess the uptake's a little bit higher right here. So I have the alkalinity. It went down probably like to 8.5 or so, so I bumped it back up to 9 using the alpha reef, right? So good there. And what else do we have on here? Oh yeah, I got these new Kessels. Well, I have my 360X. I already had 2 of them, but I got 2 more that way. I switched them over, because you just can't beat the shimmer of a Kessel. By far the best of the best as far as the aesthetics of the aquarium. So I just couldn't resist. I did it on a 20-gallon quarantine as well as my main display over here. I got 4 Kessels going on the top right here. I got these guys same as my this 20-gallon. They're about 15 inches above the surface of the water, and I have them going at 60% intensity right now, and I will be bumping them up little by little, but it's definitely just can't beat the shimmer of these Kessels. So probably gonna end up just reselling my XR30s that I have. So also prefer to have them like that small and be able to spread them out like that 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I prefer the XR30s, you know, that size. The XR15s over the XR30s, because it's just like the size where you can split them up like that. And you know, they have the 500X Kessel where it's just where it's like these are the 90 watts. It'd be like almost I think it's like almost 200 watts just in one in one lamp right there. So I really like the way I have this on here with just the one. And I had the hanging strip as well, so I removed that one, and I have these guys on here just with the bars. So we'll really like the bars to be able to adjust them up and down and everything as well. I have some shades for them as well that works pretty good. However, I also got these just adjustable knobs on them, so I can adjust the angle. And so I really like to be able to, it's just a real small angle to be able to adjust them in, so you can't see, like I sit down here in my seating and watch TV and not getting in my, you know, the light into my eyes. So good so far right there. And what else, what I have going on over here, let's check it out. I have this GHL fans right there. I got my fans going over there in the back. And so let's check out the coral scrubber. I have the light off on it. There it is for now. get a little bit of a shot of it. Check it out. Got the protein skimmer right there doing this thing. Reef octopus, of course. Got the monster with the double recirculating skimmer. And yep, can be handy because I could just if the sump, I'm using a float right there in the back so that there's no problem with so the level in the sump is stable, right? But if that were to go out, then I have to go back to the old school method as far as, let's see, have it back here, check it out. So yeah, it has worked pretty good right there, I have it on there. It's just this, I can't remember the brand, but it's pretty good with the float system right there. And really like having it connected directly to my purified water system. That's right, connected directly. I must be one crazy, mad, insane reefer doing such crazy things. That way if it gets stuck on, it's gonna flood and destroy the whole building. Oh, but I got a safety valve right there, so it's technically not connected directly. If the water goes up, it's gonna increase the sump and hit the valve right there and shut it off. So that's what you gotta have. And I got these fans on here as well. I got this guy. This is like one of these grow fans that they're using for these tents and stuff, and it works pretty good for these as well. It just clamps on right there. Got a space. I really like these fans too. They're just on these aquarium fans that flop over like that, and just use them everywhere except right that one spot right there. I couldn't put one, so I got one there. Got the fans there. So let's check out what's going on with the corals up here. With the aquarium itself, the system, here it is, what's going on. Everything's probably half dead. Yellow tank's still there, that's right. What's up, yellow tank? So let's come check out this side. Here's a shot. Elegance coral this week's definitely upset about something. I think he's upset about the fact that this bubble coral over here next to him has a spot. Half of them died off right there. I think it might have been because of the verminted snails right here to the right of him are real prickly and might have prickled it and killed it, or just because of the slime from the verminted snails are definitely annoying for the corals. But the green one to the next one to the left of him is doing fine so far. And definitely not the green one, because it's the green and white ones. They get along just great. Got these I got the mushrooms going absolutely berserk over here. Got purple, orange, and green rhodactis, as well as the micromosa. Got the branching, it's a Leviopora micromosa right there, and check out this side. This is my little hammer garden and hammer and frog spawn garden. And so I did have this one right here. And if you see, this one is a little bit, has like a little bit different type of arms on them. And this guy right here definitely did sting my hammers. So I thought it was okay because I have like this one over here. See, clearly this one, no problem stinging. Doesn't sting the hammer right there, but this different type over there definitely does. It wasn't a super strong sting, it was more just kind of like an irritation. And so this one in particular, the green, this is my green splatter hammer. This one was definitely irritated and closed up a little bit on one side because of that. So keep an eye out for that with the euphyllias. And so still have the Frankenberry table. There it is. That's the only table I've been having. Tables were really tough. Haven't had any luck with the tables. Always die right away on me. Still got the 3 Croceas right here. That's right. Nice purple ones right there. And I got the goldish purple one. Another purple one right there with the stripes. And then I got a Squamosa right there. This is a blue rimmed aura. It's kind of like a dark brownish base on them with the gold spots. So happy with that, but I was looking for a different one, so I found one over here at Pacific East Aquaculture. So check them out, pretty good. I got some really good clams from all kinds of Maximus right now. and so it's going to be coming in next Tuesday, so I'm looking forward to getting that one. I got a big, huge 4-inch Maximum outfit. It's going to do good, as well as a huge 6-inch Squamosa. So hopefully it'll doing pretty good. I'm kind of a little nervous though, because I did have originally I bought 4 of these Maximas, right? And so one by one they slowly died off, just like over the months and months. So I don't know, I have a feeling that it just wasn't feeding enough. So that's one of the reasons why I started with the live phytoplankton again, as well as increasing, actually I stopped completely adding the reefroids and the benepets. So I started with both of that again. So just looking forward to hopefully not getting dinos from adding, it seemed like I got dinos from adding too much of the reefroids. And here's a shot of the Jason Fox special red varieties, or I think it was red eye varieties. There he is doing good. I epoxied him onto the Christmas tree worm rock, and there it is starting to encrust on to the rock there with the other varieties. So doing good, as well as the one there in the back. I got the Kryptonite tenuous right there from Keith at Reef Bumps. There he is. And I still got the PC Rainbow. I still got a green Slimer in the back. Got the green fuzzy millipora. And check, I think this is the Pink Fuego from Unique Corals. Doing good, certainly. So the Diphastia brands seem like they're just getting bigger, as well as the Salmon Coral Garden. There it is. I got some orange branching salmon coral there lately, and I moved over to these Stylophora. This is my Stylophora garden right here. So I moved over from a 20-gallon quarantine the pink Stylophoras. There he is right there. He's kind of turned a little bit darker, kind of like a darker purplish Stylophora. And then the green one, that one's the Steve Garrett, and that one was darker a little bit as well. And then I have the rainbow. I have the Project X right there. It's kind of the light green one. And then above it, I have the purple Stylophora. And this purple Stylophora, I like it because it's a little bit of a thinner branch than the actual Milk Stylo. So definitely like that. And just about touching the Project X right there. Oh my God, if the touch is gonna kill him. No, it's okay. They can touch most light things can touch, as well as these Stylophora. So check out the side of them from this side. Here they are. Got the rainbow ones over here. Got a frag there and there, and then this side of them. On this side of them, kind of fell over, and I just left them there. I thought it looked cool, and he's starting to grow up that way. This guy over here, this is other rainbow that I got from Unique Corals, and he's definitely died, like on the inside of him there, from lack of flow or lack of light. Definitely wasn't happy about that for some reason. And I got the purple Goniopora right there, growing pretty good, little by little. Just wait, same thing for this pink Goniopora. Went from Tidal Guard, is looking for these guys to get bigger and bigger. And I have like green ones too, but I put them down the coral scrubber because they're looking like they're just about to die. But I might be able to bring them back someday. Heliofungi as well definitely has a spot on them there on the side that's dying, so it's dead, kind of receding right there. So I don't know if it's going to be dying or if it's just going to recover. So I'm not sure what caused that. There was a mushroom there in the corner, one of these Candy Orange Crush Jawbreaker Madness. There's one of these guys right here, there in the corner. I don't know if that was irritating him or not, but I certainly did see that the mushroom was getting stung by the Heliofungia there. So I moved the mushroom out of there. So I don't know if that was the cause or not. Alright guys, oh, last but not least, if you're still here watching after this 30 minutes, better get this ending. Check out, I did get these clams This is what I call a big bar spotted Durasa right here. Didn't get the Durasas before because I know they just get a little bit too big with time, but it's so awesome. They're just it's gonna take a long time to get that size. So I got small one and grow them out like that hopefully, and you just have to, when it gets too big, just have to find a different home for them and then get another smaller one, I believe. But because they can get over 2 feet long, and that's why I have the squamosas just get a little bit smaller, well, around max out about 2 feet. And the thing about these is that they're the fastest growers and the hardiest, so that's what makes them attractive as well, is that just really grow really fast. And so if you don't have experience with clams or you have problems with clams, definitely would highly recommend getting a Durasa and just until you do really well with the Durasas, and then move on to the others. And this one I have right here next to him is the Hippopas, and it's completely closed right now, but it's also aquacultured as well. I think this is as an ORA Hippopas. And so this other one, this Durasa right here, I got from Biota. So looking forward to these guys, hopefully feeding them a little bit more. And here's the frags, and here's check. I had these frags, and man, I lost like I guess I got a couple problems. I think I got too many frags at once, and and they started dying. So I started going through the rapid tissue necrosis, where they're quickly going down, and so it was a bummer. And then part of the problem is the protein skimmer. I think that I didn't have it clean enough, going efficiently well. So I had wasn't on top of that like I should have. So I have a feeling that might have contributed as well. But I have a few of them left right here. This is the Paletta pink tip right there, just barely hanging on, as well as the Oregon blue tort. And this ice tort was doing really good as well. I like that one. And this Vivid's Rainbow Delight right there. And unfortunately, and this was a rule I had in here that was really well established and encrusted onto the other rock and everything. This is the key lime pie mealy from Abe at Coral Euphoria. So, and then there's the Rainbow Loom in the back, doing good as well. That's the one he hasn't had any signs or anything yet. But this fuzzy mushroom is pushing up against them, and where he is, he definitely has receded back where that fuzzy mushroom was touching him on the side there. So fuzzy mushroom, what's going on? I don't know if I can move him over a little bit. It seemed like he would move over after being so close. But then I got these other acros right here. I got this is the red robin right there. Got some green slimer in the back right there. So those, I also got this gorgonian right. I got this gorgonian from the Pacific East Aquaculture, and it's photosynthetic, so hopefully it'll do okay. I had one years and years, 10 years ago, and it died, so I have to keep an eye on this one to see how well it does. Oh, also still have the this is a Walt Disney from Abe, so there it is, still alive Abe. And I got this Jason Fox Jolt, and luckily it's looking okay. This is another 10 US. Alright guys, so that's it. That's the update. Clams and Acroporus and Mushroom Madness. Alright, we'll check you on the next one guys. Happy reefing. Bye.